Hello YouTube, I am Southern Wolverine and this is Shogun 2 Total War 1 vs 1 action. So I have a subject I want to cover for today, and that is how I prefer to use skirmishers. Now I'm not saying this is the only way, but this is a way that I've found to be effective, and you're going to see it in play in this battle. So I'm going to go ahead and go to fast forward while I go through my army. So I have a couple of forces split out here. I have my one DLC Waco Raiders, the backstabbers, have deployed out in front of my army to try to capture this archery dojo here. As I intend to skirmish for a while, this building will be useful to me, so that's something I want to get as soon as possible. And my main infantry body is 2 units of bow ashikaru out in front, with a couple of chevrons. They are backed up by Yari Ashikaru to protect them from a melee rush or a cavalry attack or something like that. And the melee force behind them, consists of 2 units of no-dachi samurai, who will then be reinforced by the katana samurai in this last rank, and the Waco Raiders will fall back to join them once this force reaches there. So the idea is the no-dachi are going to get a good charge off, and then the katana samurai come in to reinforce. My cavalry force back here consists of a fire cav, a 1 chevron Naginata warrior monk cav, and a 2 chevron Yari cavalry. And they're going to be a reaction force trying to just keep my skirmishers safe and take any shots at the opposing skirmishers that they can. Now my little splinter group here is 1 unit of Yari Ashikaru protecting a single unit of Daikyu samurai. And the same idea here, that if these guys, since they're kind of isolated, I want a spear unit out here because cavalry is going to be the fastest reaction force that's going to be able to come out and get an attack on these archers, and I want them to be able to fall back behind a spear wall. And even an infantry force will be somewhat slowed down by these guys and give me a chance to respond with my cavalry while keeping my expensive Daikyu samurai safe. So the opposing army of Sarah, my fiancée again, is led off by these 3 units of bow samurai. They are backed up by a couple units of Yari Ashikaru as well, with some Naginata samurai and katana samurai behind, and Mr. Lumpy Helmet with his new purple hat. He's in, well, that's not the right hat. Something's a little off with the replay or something. In any case, there's also a unit of Yari cavalry flanking off to each side. So my plan again was to capture the archery dojo, and then make this the other 2 buildings here are the farmhouse and the workshop, which I'm less interested in. I really do want to be able to skirmish effectively. So I've moved the cavalry out here in the hope that I can get a jump on one of these cavalry units. Also, this is my weaker force. That army's a little bit more, that group is a little bit more self-sufficient. And these units will be able to have a little more room to work since I have fewer troops over here, and they will make this side stronger, because otherwise there's not a whole lot of numbers over on this side of the field. So there's no cavalry strike imminent, so I'm just going to pull them back into the woods, still within reaction range if I need them, and start working the Daikyu samurai up into range. So you see, here they are. I'm going to just move them forward, give them an attack order on these bow samurai, and keep these Yari Ashikaru close. Now I did have these guys in a group and these guys in a group, but I'm going to do some manual movement of them just to take advantage of these Daikyu's long range. So they're going to start working on these bow samurai rather. And you see them taking some damage there pretty quickly, considering there's only a single unit firing at them. That's why those guys are so darn expensive though. So these bow samurai got a little bit far away from their support as they were all given attack orders. So these peasants, even though they were nearby with their spears, they were far enough away that I was able to come in, get a hit on them, do some damage, and get out. And with this unit over here, I was able to get a rear attack on these guys as I'm out, and they're going to rout. And I'm just going to get my cavalry out of there before they take too many bow losses. And I'm going to bring this unit out to clean these guys up as they rout, just so they don't come back. So the cavalry are a critical part of skirmishing in my mind, as isolated skirmishers are easy targets. So anytime you see cavalry rushing at your skirmishers, You've either got to pull them back behind the spears or move the spears forward. See, again, look at these archers getting really exposed. So once again, this time the monk cavalry is going to come in and take a shot at them. Now Sarah does respond quicker this time with the spears, but they're too far away. You see, these infantry, even at a run, are not going to be able to get here before I do significant damage to this unit, and they're now routing also. And meanwhile, this unit is fighting 2-on-1 against these peasants over the hill. And, you know, they've delivered a fair bit of damage to these units, actually. But now that they're fighting 2-on-1, they really don't have much chance of winning that fight. So, now the spears have moved out in front, as I'm sure she was getting sick of getting charged by the cavalry. Now this cavalry unit's exposed while she was doing that. So I'm going to just bring in my cavalry, take them out, try to secure a cavalry advantage on top of the skirmish advantage that I already have. So these guys aren't, they didn't get a charge. I got a good charge on them. They're not going to last long. And they're going to pretty much rout. Oh well, they're not routed, but I pulled out because I was worried about those spears. But still, this is, as a melee force, this unit is basically destroyed. So you see, now I've got a pretty big edge in that I can just shoot arrows down into this army, and there's only 90 bow samurai here to stop me. And this Daikyu samurai hasn't taken a loss, and the 2 units of bow samurai, or bow ashigaru, are still plenty large enough to be dangerous. So I have no reason to engage at this point. I can just sit up on top of that hill and shoot it out. And I do move the cavalry in to finish off this unit of Yari cavalry, and then try to get out before these peasants are really able to get into me. They do get some of my guys, and I think I hit 1 or 2 of my own guys with arrows there as well. So no sense sitting there and fighting the spears. I'll get them out. Alright, so now these units are going to start pushing the hill, and this was a mistake. These guys, if they're going to make a charge, they really ought to be running. She was trying to give a lot of individual orders, and this was just not the most effective way they could have been used. Now, I was doing a shuffling here, and I kind of got caught while trying to remaneuver forces, but I'm still able to get them into the fight fairly quickly. My bows did take a smack there from this Yari Cav, and they're doing quite a bit of damage, you see. But the spears are pretty much going to destroy them. As they were right behind, I was able to get them into the fight quickly. Meanwhile, these Yari Ashigaru that are moving up, I'm using the Nodachi Samurai to charge into them, so you're going to be able to see their kills go up pretty quickly. This is exactly how I wanted this to happen. So now the Katana Samurai are coming in to reinforce. They don't need the charge bonus as much, and they have a better melee defense than these Nodachi, so a little bit better over time. And these Yari Ashigaru don't really stand a chance. So now these blue troops are sort of coming in piecemeal, and you're going to watch now. This unit's going to, this Naginata Samurai is a pretty solid unit, but they're going to take a downhill charge from Nodachi. They're going to start taking losses pretty quickly as well. So you see, they were fresh a minute ago, and they're down almost 50 men. Meanwhile, as the melee troops coming up, you see over here, these Yari Ashigaru have gone into spear wall, which is going to let these Daikyu Samurai just keep shooting into these troops as they advance. And again, these guys definitely should have been running, because they're just going to sit out here taking missile fire. So I did bring the Waco Raiders over to this side, and exactly for this reason, so they can come out and engage these spear troops. And they're quickly going to demolish this Yari Ashigaru unit that already took losses from bowfire. And then the Katana Samurai coming in here would change the equation, but of course you're just going to watch this cavalry all come around and hit them from behind. So let's kind of come over here and see the state of affairs of the battle. So these units were all fighting pretty much 2-on-1 as they got fed in. Now if those spears had come in and held me up and the swords had come around to flank, that might have been a bit more effective. But I was able to fight them as they kind of dribbled into the fight 1-on-1. Now the general tried to peel out this way, and he got charged by the warrior monk cavalry, and they're going to wear him down with numbers. As he's got pretty good melee attack actually, but he's still not got enough men in the unit to survive that for very long. And meanwhile, the Daikyu Samurai just racking up more kills on these Nagi and Nada and Katana Samurai. Yes, we shoot men in the back while they're running. Don't judge me. Alright, so you can see from the army statistics there that this battle was basically never in doubt. But I did want to show it because Sarah had units in the right places and just wasn't able to utilize them quite right. The bows, as they were moving forward to engage me, should have also had the infantry body move up to support. So you see the bow troops. This bow samurai actually did pretty well. This is one of the units that was damaged but not destroyed. So as the battle went on, they were able to do quite a bit of damage to my bow Ashigaru. They didn't really damage my melee force any. The other two bows didn't really accomplish a whole lot. 32 kills for that one, and 3 for this one. This is probably the one that got charged right off the bat by all those cavalry. And she had plenty of, between the Yari Ashigaru and the Naginata Samurai, there were plenty of anti-cavalry troops there who certainly could have posed a threat to my cavalry, which is really what did the most damage to those skirmishers. So if they had stayed closer to them, that wouldn't have been an option for me to just charge them, and I would have pretty much had to shoot it out with them to take them out, which my Daikyu Samurai could have done, but my bow Ashigaru would not have done that well. So by using units together, they can protect each other and set up opportunities, and you saw me trying to do that with some of my spears. Even if there's just spears close to archers, they can protect them against rushes like that, and buy time for melee troops, the heavy sword units and things like that, to come in and help out. And then, of course, the phased sword attack has been well known for a while, but you see how effective it is. You get the Nodachi to charge in with their good charge bonus, and then you have the katanas reinforce them. Because your Nodachi units are already in the fight, will interfere somewhat with your Katana Samurai's charge, but they really don't need the charge. They're not as reliant on that to do damage. So, in any case, I'd like to wish a good game to Sarah. I'm not trying to give you a hard time, just trying to give you some pointers. And thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do hit the like button on this video, comment, subscribe, and such. And I am Southern Wolverine, and from the battlefields of medieval Japan, I would like to wish all of you a good day.